The avoidant attachment style is not heartless or even anti-coldness. It's a coping mechanism, it's protection. Many people who grew up in emotionally neglectful or critical environments develop what's called an avoidant attachment style. Not because they don't want love, but because love didn't feel safe. You know, as a child, when your attempts for attention, your attempts for affection, or even comfort were met with judgment, dismissal, criticism, or even silence, your nervous system now learned a painful lesson that needing others is equal to emotional risk. So to survive, your brain built a coping mechanism. Like, I'll just stop needing, you know. Now, this survival strategy is what now turns into hyper independence in adulthood. I think I did a video about hyper independence, saying that hyper independence is basically a trauma response. You know, like you'll find yourself now, you don't call home, not out of malice or even pride, but because you are trained to not expect warmth from there. You subconsciously brace for criticism, for guilt tripping, or even detachment. You have grown used to emotional distance now as a baseline. You know, like you've probably had phrases like, I don't want to bother anyone. I'll figure it out myself. I'm fine. Really, really, I'm fine. Yeah? I'm fine. These are not just habits, they are defense mechanisms. Because every time you had a need as a child and it wasn't met with attunement or safety, a part of you shut down emotionally. You didn't just stop asking, you stopped feeling safe to ask. Now, this is why many avoidant individuals excel in crisis but struggle in intimacy. They have many surface level relationships, but they rarely let people in. They withhold deep emotions, then they break down in private. They delay processing feelings, often not fully understanding how they feel until way much later. You know, and with that, the avoidant, they develop. There are two traits they develop, and the first is withdrawal from people, and it's not that they're withdrawing because of indifference or because of they're heartless or they don't feel. No, it's out of fear. Avoidant attachment are actually very, very sensitive, but now sensitivity without safety becomes a burden. So instead of exposing it, you keep interactions very shallow. You disappear when emotions rise. You shut down instead of expressing yourself. You avoid rather than confront. Why? Because conflict felt dangerous growing up. It often ended with blame, rejection, or even more distance. So now even minor disagreements can trigger that same urge to escape, physically, emotionally, or even mentally. The second trait that is very common with avoidant attachment style is emotional delay. You know, when you are an avoidant, you'll notice that you struggle to cry in the moment, but you break down days later. You say I'm okay during pain, only to feel a wave of grief long after. Manze, listen, umetulia tu, something just hits you. You can't find words to express your emotions, especially when they happen. But you journal pages hours later, manze. You write down, you are good at writing down what you felt rather than expressing it. You know, it is not emotional numbness. This is emotional suppression. Your system doesn't process in real time because it's been trained to to deprioritize feelings for survival. So, as I said, the avoidant attachment style it's a coping mechanism for survival. Now, in the next video, I'm going to talk about how to heal from this style. So yeah, my people, heal.